turn up, roll up, yeah, you know I burn up, burn up.
Yeah, I think I nailed that one fucking perfect that time.
Well, I mean, maybe if our timing's out, then maybe you didn't.
Well, maybe you didn't.
Impossible, dude. Impossible. Welcome to Beers and Banter, a Hobby Homies podcast where, I mean, the name is self-explanatory. We have a couple beers. We talk banter. These episodes are recorded after we film our main Hobby Homies episodes where we talk about wargaming, board gaming, all things hobby. We just talked about naval warfare and a couple of new games that are coming out that we're excited about. So tune in this Sunday. You can find us on everywhere you find your podcasts. Wherever you found this episode, I guess that's where we are. So that concludes the, what do you call it? The primary... No, I can't remember what it's called. Formal introduction?
Yeah.
Now we get the party started. And I want to know, Shane, what are you drinking?
Dude, what do you reckon I'm drinking? I'm going to let you guess.
I don't... Like, statistically, it would be smart for me to guess dries. But I have higher expectations of you after sampling different beers last week that I thought maybe I've changed the man and now he's drinking something of culture. But I know already by your laughs that you're drinking dry, so...
No. I've been drinking Old Mate for the last hour now.
Excellent, dude.
Yeah, and I've got another one sitting in front of me ready to go, but I've also got Pirate Life.
How relevant?
The South Coast Pale Ale, yeah. Very relevant. I should have started on those. God damn. I missed a bit there, dude.
Yeah. You let me down there.
You know, since last episode, the extended beers and banter, I've brought a selection, and the Four Pines, man, oh, so good.
On point.
Oh yeah, man. When like my nipples were on point drinking them.
Was that the pale ale?
Yeah. Was it the pale ale?
I don't know.
Hang on. I've got an empty one in front of me from last week.
Have a snip.
It was a Pacific
Get the nipples
ale.
Gone again. Pacific ale. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I've been working like 12-hour days. I get home and have one or two of them, man, and it's like, fuck, this is so good.
Yeah.
So they will go into the heavy rotation.
Excellent. Well, and what about the two you've got in front of you? So Old Mate's probably pretty established in your rotation. You've had a few of them.
Oh yeah.
Is that a pale ale?
Since I got a free slab from the brewery, I've bought maybe like 5 since then.
Damn.
They're grouse. Like, they're so good. And the Pirate Life is pretty good. Pretty good. Like, I don't know. I'd probably get the Pacific Ale over this one, but it ain't bad. Yeah,
I've had the Pirate Life as well. A little bit disappointing because anytime it's got the name of Pirate Life, you have high hopes for it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine. It's fine. If it's on sale, it's like $5 cheaper than the other one. You probably get it, but otherwise, yeah.
That's it, dude.
Okay.
Yep.
Well,
what are you drinking?
Well, I'm drinking an IPA by Zytho Brewing.
The fuck is that?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly, dude. So I went into I forget what it was, Woolies or whatever it is, fully expecting to buy some more Banter IPA or Banter Strong Pale Ale because I bought a sample. If you listen to last week Beers and Banter, there was about 6 beers I grabbed. And I tried them, and my top 3 were Banter IPA at number 1, Banter Strong Pale Ale at number 2, and I think Stomping Grounds IPA at number 3.
Oh yeah, what was your least favourite out of them?
I actually forget what it's called. Batch. It was a batch blackcurrant drink of sorts. I don't know why they keep trying to make sour pale ales happen. It's not needed. Was there like a big revolt somewhere in some country that were like, we need this?
Maybe.
Of all things, like, just make a good pale ale. That's all people want. We just want...
Sure.
But then again, it's like the hipsters always try and like one-up it. It's like, you can't just have a nice latte anymore. It's got to be a ristretto latte, almond ristretto latte with half the milk, And the milk's got to be, well, I mean, it's almond milk, but the almonds have to be taken off the coast of Ibiqua. So
Yeah.
this is
They have to be grain-fed almonds too, dude. They can't have any of these factory almonds.
free range almonds, dude. So I guess the sour pale ales are the hipsters turning it up a notch again.
It's kind of like that episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine with the chocolate milk joint. Have you seen that one? Oh, I can't remember it exact, but like, it's like black and Jake drinks it and he's just like, why? Like, what's wrong with chocolate milk? And it's like all these hipsters running this chocolate. Yeah. Anyway, you gotta watch it.
That makes sense. Yeah, because what is wrong with pale ale? Like, why do you got to make it sour?
I don't know, man. They gotta ruin nice things.
And oh man, the thing is, maybe a sour pale ale is fine. We talk about this extensively in our Discord, so please, if you're a beer fan, jump in there. We could we talk about hobby mostly, but beers feature heavily.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean, they made blackcurrant and coffee, and
it's just two things that should never go together.
The thing is, like we said, I'm still bewildered. I'm sorry to be talking about it again, but like we said on that episode, it's like it goes through a pretty lengthy trial process, I imagine. Like, it's not just one bloke having a sip going, yeah, she's all right, and then they throw it on the conveyor belt, you know?
No.
There had to be a lot of people that were just pleasing their mate. He was like, oh, I've made this new beer. What do you reckon? And they probably had a taste and thought, this tastes terrible, but that could be my inferior taste. You know, it's like when you see a piece of art and it looks like a piece of shit, you're like, well, obviously I just don't know art because this thing's selling for $1 million.
Yeah.
And Picasso made it, so you know it's good.
Yeah.
So, I guess that's what happened. I got no idea. I got a lot of questions for the people there at Batch Brewing.
True. You should write them a lengthy email.
I'm just going to write them, I'm just going to send them a question mark. And they're just going to send me one back that says, we know. Another one. Put it in with the other question marks. I mean, if you like, you know what? I need to meet someone that likes it, and I need to just ask them why. Like, what is it?
How are you going to find someone that likes it, though? Are you going to buy a slab of them and just walk around giving them to people and just saying, tell me what you think of this?
No, not at all. Because then I'm worried the sales will make them think the beer is good.
It's like, we sold one slab. This is it.
And then, like, the companies I love will be like, damn, that company's really killing it with their blackcurrant and coffee piece of crap. It's like the sales are going through the roof.
Yeah.
And then they start doing it. Ugh, no. God, no, Shane. I'm just, in fact, the best thing to do is just never speak of it again.
Yeah. Pretend doesn't exist.
So, I went in expecting to buy myself some nice Banter ales. But then I saw this, hadn't seen it before. It was a nice cyan blue can. And it had an interesting name, Zytho Brewing. So I was like, give it a go. It's an IPA. Why not?
You know what they say, dude? You can't judge a beer by the stubby.
That's true. This is a can, but yeah. Does that mean I can't judge it? Okay. Sorry. No. It applies.
It's broad. It applies. You gotta.
Zytho Brewing was inspired by the term zythophile, meaning a person who loves all things beer. Interesting.
I'm a big old zythophile.
No, I don't think they said all things beer. Does that mean you would like batch, even sour beer?
Well, I mean, I haven't tried it, so
yeah, you don't need to, dude.
I do like coffee and I do like blackcurrants.
That's exactly what I said.
If I like them together.
Dude, you got to try this. This is definitely one of those. You got to try this beer.
Yeah.
This is the 6-pack someone buys and has it in their fridge for a year, and it slowly goes down only from them going, dude, you got to try this.
You mean like that slab of VB I tried to get rid of and I ended up giving most of it to Jacob, I think.
Oh, did you? Did he?
No, I only gave him a couple of cans because he's like, yeah, all right, but yeah.
No, mate, you should have given it all to him.
Should have.
Yeah, I mean I still don't know what's worse. Would I drink VB over that? No, I don't think so. I think I'd still pick the sour thing. I don't know, actually. That's a tough one.
That is tough, man. That's like life or death. Like, would you drink, if you're going to die, would you drink VB or would you drink Batch?
I mean, if I die, I'll probably drink them both, dude. Probably 2-hand guzzle those bad boys.
Yeah.
I'll money shot those. I don't care. I actually really enjoy my life.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Must be nice.
It's more of a you thing. Yo, earlier today you mentioned in the many voicemails that we send each other. Voicemails? God, now I'm a boomer. The Facebook voice messages.
Voicemails.
Yeah. You hit
Did you get it on your pager,
I hit
dude?
star 9 and listened to your voicemail.
True.
And you said you read a book. And I kind of ignored it because I was like, I want to know more about this in the context of the podcast. But it was about Marines?
So I listened to an audiobook.
Okay. Well, that's the same thing.
Pretty much, basically reading, which is what I do a lot when I'm working, because most of the time I'm driving between job to job. So I spend like 8 hours in the car every day.
Nice.
It was a audiobook called Wolf at the Door. It's a
title.
Warhammer Horus Heresy audiobook. The audiobook I'm up to in the series is called Tales of Heresy, so it's got like a whole bunch of like shorter stories.
Okay.
Some of these audiobooks, man, they go for like 18 hours. I'm just like, fuck me. But this one was shorter. It was probably like an hour, maybe two.
Wow.
Yeah, still like, it's still lengthy if you were to try and do it in like one session. But it was, Space Wolves. Now, it was all during the Horus Heresy, so they're going through the Crusade. They're finding all lost human planets and either converting them to worship the Emperor, or conquering them and then making them worship the Emperor.
Yep.
Or to a full-on extent of just exterminatus on the planet and just obliterating it, killing all life on the planet. So,
and then they take over the planet and worship the Emperor.
Yeah, exactly, dude.
At the end of the day, that planet's worshipping the Emperor.
Oh, yeah. It's going to happen whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
So this planet, right, they get there and then it's like the planet's like half fucked up from like all radiation and stuff. So there's been like nuclear war go on at some point, but there's these big, tall spires and they're just like, what are these, right? They go to the planet, they find the human population. They don't kill each other straight away because they both recognize that they're human. They sit in this big like Senate kind of thing, and here they are. The captain, from the Space Wolves, is trying to convince them that they once, they all came from Terra once upon a time, because it's so like they've been lost for like tens of thousands of years, right? These planets. So they're trying to convince them, we've got the Emperor. He's a god. He's reuniting all of the lost brothers of Earth, and we want you to join us, basically. And they're just like, yeah, nah, we're good. We're doing our own thing here. We're hanging out. And then the Space Wolves are like, well, you're gonna, you fucking gonna. And then, right, these Dark Eldar come down, and because the Space Wolves have never encountered them, they didn't know what they were. So it's kind of cool how it goes into like the way they explain them, and they figure out what they are and that, and then they end up helping these humans, but they call them whatever. I can't remember what their planet's called. Whatever they are, they end up helping them like kill most of the Eldar, and they all fuck off because they got owned. And then
the Elder got owned.
Yeah, the Elder got owned. Yeah, as they do. It's Space Marines, man. You can't not get owned.
Drukhari.
Sorry.
Drukhari, dude.
Drukhari.
I don't want any more hate mail about our incorrections.
Yeah, well,
Drukhari.
we'll probably get more hate mail saying Drukhari, dude.
Yeah, that's true. They're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Drukhari, the Emperor protects.
They end up winning. All the Drukhari, Dark Eldar, fuck off, and they have this big feast, right? And then they're like, all right, so you guys are going to join us, and they're like, nah, we're finally free. We haven't got these Drukhari coming down and pillaging us every so many years,
oh god,
because that's what they do. Like, they come and collect slaves and then go again.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, we're good. And like straight away, the fucking Space Wolf just like kills this guy with his power axe, and then his two mates like use their bolters and blast the two guards from this other royal guy, and then it's like on the Vox, and it's like, yep, all right, start fucking, start evading. These guys aren't going to comply.
Execute Order 66.
Exactly, dude. Like, everyone in the street are cheering. The planet's finally free. They won from these evil tyrants that have just been harassing them for as long as they know. And the orbital ships just start fucking shooting them, and bombs start falling, and assault pods. And, it was just, like, I actually really enjoyed it. Like, most of the audiobooks I have enjoyed, but it becomes a drone. Like, it's just, like, the voice actors are normally pretty good, but, like, you can only listen to it for so long when they're explaining, like, how the Space Marines get dressed. And, like, they can only explain, like, how washboard their abs are so many times before you start thinking, is the writer kind of, like, into this or what? Like, I ain't going to judge. I ain't going to judge whatever you're into. But, like, they're putting a lot of detail into how chiseled his chin is.
So let me know, because I haven't listened to these audiobooks. Just how washboard are we talking?
Oh, dude, you could, like... what's the definition of washboard? Like...
You could, like, break a brick on it?
Oh, man, you could easily break a brick on their abs.
You could break a heretic on those abs.
Oh, yeah. All he has to do is just tense his abs, dude, and you'll snap a heretic in half.
He wags his chin and someone converts. And a Chaos Lord dies.
Yeah. But the books do go into some pretty cool details, like, about the life of a Space Marine when they're not in combat, because on the tabletop, that's all we think about, right? We all think about just how much they're going to kick ass and fuck up these Xenos, right? But you hear about them when they're out of combat, and they're like, they get home, they grab a dry out of the fridge, they kick up on the feet up on the the coffee table and put the telly on,
I feel like obviously they didn't put as much detail in that kind of stuff as they did his abs, because I feel like they don't kick up at all. I feel like they go home and turn on their worship the Emperor music and
and pray for like 12 hours straight.
Yeah, and then back to work again. Oh, on the Vanguard again. Oh, hopefully I die today.
One of those old school, like, whistles goes off, like the horn thing, and they're like, oh, yep, back to worshiping the Emperor.
Like we ever stopped, am I right?
Yeah, exactly.
I wonder if you mentioned they put details into body parts, and on the last Beers and Banter, I think we brought up the contentious topic of the endowment of Space Marines. Does that any further information in the book there?
No, they don't go
required?
into.
Okay.
They need more research on the girth.
Yeah. I'll get on it, dude. I'll take this one if you want.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll put in some. I'll take a few days off work and I'll put in some work. I'll figure it out.
True. I was tempted to start researching today at work, but I was like, this is a difficult one to explain to the boss if they bring up my internet history.
Only if they don't know the Warhammer universe.
True.
Otherwise, you'll just be like, I'm just trying to figure out like just how endowed a Primera Space Marine is compared to like a normal one. And they'll be like, oh yeah, I've got some charts in my office. Here, come, I'll show you. Okay. I was just checking if there's any more information on that front. But no, that's fine. That's okay. Happy to look into it, dude. That's
exactly.
I've when you said that about like seeing the sort of like the behind the scenes of the Space Marines, it reminded me of that. Did you watch The Mandalorian season 1?
Like halfway through it.
Oh, okay. There's like
I sort of just like stopped, kind of like. I mean, I did enjoy it, but I didn't. Yeah, I don't know. I just started again. Maybe I was just a bit tired or distracted or something when I started watching it.
I think it's really well done, and the attention to detail is 10 out of 10. Like, it's made by people that know the Star Wars universe, love it, and actually it's their baby.
Yeah.
I just think like season 1, maybe it's it's just building characters, and the stories were kind of generic. Like you could kind of go to a high school and grab a year 8 story, just say, hey, write a Western, and then they just sort of like convert that into they're all pretty generic.
Yeah.
I think they kind of wanted to make them a little bit standalone. It's like if you tuned into episode 4 and watched it, you'd be able to get it. Because a lot of the story was in isolation.
Yeah.
But there is a few obviously carryover things. So anyways, yeah, like it was the same for me. I actually could just take it and leave it. Like I froth Star Wars, and I'm like, I will watch this whole thing eventually. But like, yeah, I didn't feel the necessity to binge it.
There was a few things that I really liked about it. Like I liked that because it's after the fall of the Empire, right? So I liked how I liked how the stormtroopers were sort of like their little war band. Doing their own thing. Like they're like, no, we're gonna keep, doing what we're doing.
They're not like imposing force on the galaxy anymore, but rather like police in some areas.
Yeah. Yeah, and I liked how there was like the stormtrooper helmets on the pikes and that sort of shit. And very cool. Without, like I'm sure most of you guys listening have seen it, but like the assassin droid that just keeps wanting to self-destruct.
Yeah.
In like, it's like the second or third episode. It's keep going like, no, don't.
Oh gosh. What's his name? Taika Waititi? Yeah. It's Taika Waititi. That's the Korg from Thor. Have you seen Thor? The third one? Have you seen all the Thors?
Ragnarok or something?
Yeah.
Yep.
And there's this the big rock guy, Korg. He's like, "Hey, I'm Korg. This is my that guy."
Yes. Yeah. Yep. So funny.
What does he say? Something like, "I tried to start a revolution, but I didn't hand out enough pamphlets." That guy. Anyway, so the director of that movie is called Taika Waititi, and he also plays the character of Korg. He's just a funny guy. He directed an awesome movie, also super funny. I can't remember what it's called. I'll have to hit you up. It's a New Zealand movie. It's amazing. He's a New Zealander. He's a Kiwi. And
no shit.
Yeah, for sure.
If his name didn't give it away.
Yeah, Taika Waititi, yeah. Anyways, he plays that droid, the assassin droid, IG-88. Yeah, that's where that story went.
Yeah.
Anyways, there's a scene actually from Mandalorian where it's got just like 2 scout troopers just chilling on their jet bikes.
Yeah.
And they're just like, I think they're shooting a can or something, and they're just like terrible shots because they're stormtroopers, but they're just like hanging out.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is what they do when they're at their post, know? And you're not used to seeing that. You're used to seeing stormtroopers either in combat or dead.
Yeah.
Or patrolling or whatever. And it's like, well, they were just chatting. They were just shooting the shit like 2 normal, like you and me out in the jet bikes.
Yeah. Just waiting for the next order.
Yeah.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me of, I think it's Blue Harvest, the Family Guy Star Wars one. When there's the 2 Imperial officers and they're like standing up it's like in the Death Star, and they're on this they're like this edge of this like cliff, but it's a ledge, right, inside the building, and they're like, we asked for a rail, but they think we'll be leaning too much or something like that, because there's like no safety rail, man. If they fall off, they're fucked.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah. I've got that whole, I got the limited edition box set of the Family Guy Star Wars thing. Yeah.
So fucking funny.
I remember watching it thinking this is really clever, but it's actually not like their funniest stuff.
Yeah.
But super good. Super good.
Yeah. It's got its moments.
I'm made of rocks. You don't need to be afraid unless you're made of scissors. I'm just remembering shit that guy said. Piss off, ghost. Yeah, you gotta watch it again, that guy.
Oh yeah, got to, man. Yeah.
This whole thing is a circle, but not like a real circle, more like a freaky circle. Anyways, that's cool.
Ragnarok. Yeah. So I downloaded an app, right?
Okay.
I think it was it Whack? Someone in the Discord suggested this painting app, which you can save like what paints you've got and also what colors you use on what projects.
Was that Foggy?
I'm pretty sure it was Whack.
Okay, cool.
I think Foggy might have suggested one, but this one's called BrushRage.
Okay.
Yeah, because Jay, oh man, like the whole conversation was going. Like Jace mentioned one, I'm pretty sure it was whack. I could be wrong, but I downloaded it and it's so good, man. Like you can save, you just write like what your project is. Like for instance, like Necron Warriors.
Yeah.
Then you save what paints you've used. So like lead belcher, and
oil.
and non oil.
Necron compound.
That's
Done.
it, dude. That's
The
it.
trifecta.
But I always like I pick up a model and go, oh man, how did I get that color? And it's because it's like
Yeah.
it's not just like one color. It's Xandri dust with an orange wash over it, and then it's like, you know. So like I'm like, fuck, how did I do that? So I've started using this app to like write everything down. Right, like I've written my classic red, you know, Mephiston, Known Oil,
Yep.
Evil Sun Scarlet, and Fire Dragon
course.
Bright.
Oh, you've let us in on your secret now.
Oh no,
There's
You
no
can edit this
surprise.
out, right?
I'll edit it out. I'll beep
Yeah,
it.
thanks,
I'll
dude.
beep one of them so they keep them guessing. What's the
True.
fourth ingredient?
That's it, man. So yeah, using this app and like it's great, but like it's sending me notifications. And one thing I hate
Oh,
is notifications. You know what notifications are, dude?
Cancer.
It's rubbing it in my face. It's saying you haven't painted today, because
Is that what it actually says?
yeah. This app, dude, you can track how long you take, which is again, it's cool because you open the thing, you press play, and it starts counting, so you can sort of track like how long you spent on one particular project, right?
Right.
But motherfucker has the audacity to notificate me while I'm on shift and say, you haven't painted today. And then I'm like, no, I haven't. And then it comes up again, like fucking 2 hours later, and it says something cheeky. I can't remember what it said, but it said something cheeky. I'm just like,
it's having
this
cheek
guy.
with you.
yeah.
Unbelievable. What is it?
Man.
Let that app show us what it's painted today, huh?
Right?
My man's is on a shift. He's working. What have you done, app? Jesus.
Besides annoy the fuck out of me.
Come on. I hired you
But-
to be an assistant, not a pest.
I think you can turn notifications off, but I just
Of course, yeah.
The first
it's easy.
time I'm like,
It's actually really easy.
huh, that's interesting, you know. It's like it kind of encourages your paint. And I was like, yeah, not now. I'm still working. Like, you know, leave me alone.
Yeah.
But then the next day, I'm like, mate, you're gonna come at me
Didn't
with that?
Yeah, I told you to leave me alone, and you didn't listen. See, this is
Exactly,
why
dude.
AI is a bad idea, dude. They're just
Man.
if it doesn't kill us straight away, it's just going to be very, very annoying. The thing is, it's going to do exactly what we want it to do, and we're not going to realize that what we want is wrong until we've
Yeah.
already programmed these things to do them, and then it's all over.
True.
Then
That's
it's
it.
going to
That's
make
the end
us
of the
go to
world.
the gym every day and paint our
Oh,
minis,
right.
go to work, be productive.
Spend time
Ugh.
with our families. God damn.
That's why I think we burn it all to the ground, dude.
Yeah, true. Let's just go back to the old wireless radio.
Absolutely. Snail mail,
Exactly, man.
walking everywhere.
True. We don't need cars, phones.
No, start little villages. Let's trade. Let's get rid of the currencies. That's the first thing to go.
Yeah,
Anyways.
gots to be, man.
That's our long-term plans for hobby homies. Let's stick to our short-term stuff.
We're gonna like secure a plot of land and then just like declare ourselves a sovereign state and go to war with Australia.
I think we could win. If I'm honest with you, Australia
Easy,
almost lost
man.
to emus. I'm pretty sure we can win.
I think we actually did lose to emus technically.
Yeah, we did. We for sure
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
We lost to emus like the US
So-
lost to Vietnam. we fought the natives on their home turf, and they were just better. They're just better.
And it's a war of attrition, dude. Just can't
Yeah.
win it.
No,
So we need to ally with the emus.
I think so.
Yeah.
You just know they've been plotting in the background, just
Of course,
waiting,
man.
patience.
That's it. What do they eat? Like we got to stock up on that. You know,
The
if we
flesh
can.
of
That's
their enemies.
probably our best way to convince the emus that they need to join us. Or sorry, we need to form an alliance. We can't let them think that they're joining us because they'll overthrow us in a heartbeat.
Oh, for sure. In a second.
Gotta
What
think this
do
is
we have
on
that
their
the
terms.
emus want? Is the thing. Like, what do we offer the emus? Obviously, they can win. What do we offer?
Maybe we
That's
can
a-
just entertain them.
We could be like little jesters.
Yeah, like just a comedic entertainment. Is it? Do you
I've
think
never
they-
met a funny emu, so
No.
it's probably a big need in that community.
You know what? Also, hairdressers because they've always got like a goofy little puff of hair on their head. Maybe if they had like some style, like you could do, you know, like a fade.
You gotta be careful with that though, because what if they froth their haircuts and you come in telling them they got trash hair?
That's why you don't tell them it's trash. You say, look, I like what you're doing, but let me work with it. You know, you get your scissors and you give them that sweet fade.
I don't know, dude. It seems risky. It seems like you're dancing on a tightrope there with the emus that we need. You got
to find the most popular emu, get them to get the haircut, then the rest of them will just follow suit.
What if instead we go the jail approach and we find the biggest emu that there is and we punch it in the dick and then they all just like, well, I'm not messing with them.
True.
Do you reckon that'd work? Or maybe a haircut thing's better. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I'm sure the biggest, scariest emu is probably pretty big and scary.
It's like a Tyrannosaurus in the middle of the outback.
Yeah.
We're like, can you take us to the biggest one? We're expecting something that's like 6'4". And we're like, yeah, it's pretty scary, but I mean, like, that's perfect dick shot, so it's not a big deal. We've got tools.
Thing's like 20 feet tall.
Yeah. The thing's like climbing Uluru with its beak.
Yeah.
Just for fun. And we're like, you know what? I like what you're doing with your hair.
Have you
Let me work with it. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll work on that. That's a bit of a side project for us. Maybe that's a bit of a journey into, if you will.
Yeah. True.
When we were talking about what do you call it, Scout Troopers just then, I got thinking about Star Wars Legion again. As I have been actually,
slope, dude.
Pardon?
It's a slippery slope, that one.
I know. For the listeners, we actually do own Star Wars Legion. It's just, I think it's one of those things that if we went all in, we would go all in. And that's the slippery slope.
Yeah.
Like, we've got a handful of things that could make small armies, but it's just one of those things. It's Star Wars. It's got that thing about it. But
true.
I asked you, was it on the Beers and Banter? I think it might have been. Why we don't play it more, and we percolated on that idea, and we thought it's probably because 40k takes a lot of our time.
Yeah,
we don't actually do much else outside of 40k at the moment.
No, you just can't, especially with 9th edition and all that coming.
Yeah, and all the exciting stuff, like you're a Necron player since 7th, and like Necrons are about to get some fat drops. They've already had fat drops. They got a whole new model range that rivals any other Xenos army. So that's pretty insane. But I was thinking today in the car, maybe immersion with that game is a bit of an issue. And the reason is that what actually got me thinking about this is I asked you about, what was it? Flames of War?
Yep.
And I was like, they've got all these different eras, like late war, you know, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, can you play together? Because in my head, I'm like, it doesn't really make a lot of sense if you play late war stuff with early World War II stuff or whatever. But I'm like, maybe they made it for the game so that you can. And I was like, well, you know what? Legion kind of has that issue because you got General Grievous out here fighting against Jyn Erso and stormtroopers versus battle droids.
Yeah. It
kind of feels like the same as taking a World War I army and fighting a World War II army. You know, the tech is different. The things exist in different storylines. So I was like, I wonder if that's a bit of an issue because, like, you can't get as immersed. You don't feel like you're playing a fight out from a scene.
No.
Another problem they have is that all the leaders of the armies are named characters. So, unlike 40k, where you can actually run an entire army without named characters.
Yeah.
And feel like you're playing a little fight that could well be happening in the wider 40k universe.
Yep.
You don't get that in Legion because, like, you're using Jyn Erso, so this in your head actually happened in the storyline, but you're like, it doesn't make sense because I'm fighting, you know, Darth Vader or whatever. Actually, that would make sense because Darth Vader was there. But anyways.
but it's like clones fighting rebels or rebels fighting battle droids. Like, it just doesn't happen.
Yeah, or like stormtroopers fighting battle droids. I mean, like, you could play some mental gymnastics and go like, well, maybe these battle droids have been around, like, this person has been trying to build these old battle droids because they're cheap and effective and whatever.
Yeah.
But it's all ruined, I think, by the leaders of that army being a named character.
Yeah.
So, which I know also I don't think you have to do. I think now you can, like, maybe there's officers or whatever. But
Yeah,
I still
but,
feel like
like,
it's a pretty big problem.
Yeah, an officer is obviously nowhere near as powerful as Darth Vader or Jyn Erso or Han Solo. Like, it would be cool to
Yeah.
have a somewhat, you know, like, you can recognize this character as being a tough character that isn't named. You know?
Yeah.
But, like, it's trouble with the already existing universe is, like, you know, what do you do? Like,
Yeah. So, anyways, I still
Yeah.
think I'm going to play the shit out of the game. As I mentioned to you today, I've hit up a few commission painters now to see if they can just quickly smash out my Star Wars Legion things. Because, like, if I'm putting paint on models, like, it's got to be on 40k models because we got big stuff we want to do. You know? We're in a 40k league. There's lots of tournaments coming up. It's sort of our main jam.
Yeah.
You know, that's got to. So I'm like, I just don't have time. But maybe I have money if I sell some more stuff. If you want to buy my child or something.
How much?
Well, so I've had a few quotes on painted armies. And one of them, so I've got 40 rebels. They're mostly Pathfinders and Jyn Erso and a couple of walkers and stuff. The cheapest quote I've had has been about $500.
Okay. Wow.
And the most expensive one has been $740.
Yeah.
So I think I'm just going to have to paint these rebels myself, dude.
Yeah.
Take a day off work. I might do it.
Just got to hit him that contrast, dude.
Yeah, that's true. It took me... You know what? I think I could paint these things quite quickly. I just got held up with the issues last time where, like, the paint wasn't adhering because I think they're resin and I didn't wash them, and I still am a little bit bewildered as to what happened because I primed them, painted them all in that same day and it went fine, and then I hit them again 3 weeks later and the paint just wouldn't stick. So anyway, more research is required, but yeah. I'm thinking more about Legion, dude, and just wanted to flag that with you.
True. Well, I've still got my my Stormtroopers and my Imperials, so I won't be getting rid of them. I'll hang on to them. But again, it is just the starter set, so like it's pretty basic. Yeah.
Yeah. Some of the new models that are coming out, it just got me pretty hyped.
Yeah. I want an AT-ST.
You want one?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Good thing is now, like, the game's been out a little while. You can probably get some, like, I don't know what the second-hand market's like, but I imagine it's fine.
That's true.
Good, maybe.
That's true.
Probably hard to find, though.
Yeah.
Like eBay, but that stuff was either overpriced and sits on there, and then you see it, but it's overpriced, or it's well priced and it's gone straight away because, like, where else are you gonna get it?
Yeah. But like you can find places that do pretty good discounts on Legion stuff, and I think the prices on Legion stuff is pretty reasonable too. So.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
You know,
What is an AT-ST? Is it like $60 or?
Oh, I feel like they were like 90, but
Okay.
I could be wrong. They might be cheaper.
They're a pretty
than
big
that.
unit.
They are. They're tall, man. They're pretty fucking tall. They look as tall as like a stubby.
I loved the AT-ST in Legion. In Mandalorian. Did you see that episode yet?
Nah.
It's very good. It's very good. That episode's a perfect example, actually, but I'm not going to say anything about it. We'll talk about that more after you've seen it. But it's a perfect example of what Mandalorian is.
Okay.
But anyway, we'll talk about that more some other time.
Yeah. I'm off for a couple of weeks soon, so I'll watch it then.
Yeah, I just realised we've been bantering for a while.
True. We've got to wrap this puppy up.
All right. Well, that's us for this week. I feel like we've got lots to talk about next week, that's for sure.
We certainly do. Don't forget to tune in Sunday for our episode on naval war games.
Yeah. We talked about Mantic's Kings of War Armada and yours, Shane.
Warlord Games, Victory at Sea, Battle for the Pacific.
Yeah. One fantasy, one historic. Very cool, I think.
Yeah.
So, as always, you know where to find us, and all of our stuff is on hobbyhomies.com. Bunch of cool buttons. Just hit them and see where you end up.
Yeah.
If you're
Join
listening
the
to
Discord.
this, yeah, I was just about to say, if you're listening to this and you're not in the Discord, please jump in, because if you're listening to this, you love hobby in some facet, surely. And we have such a wide variety of hobbyists into all different systems and whatnot. And we would love you to swing by and post pictures, let us know what you're up to, what you're into, all that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, and we encourage any kinds of hobby. It doesn't have to be miniatures. If your hobby is sewing, just jump in there and just start chatting and show us what you're sewing.
Yeah. It reminds me of when we ran a competition really early on in the Hobby Homies days. Yeah. And we might not have been clear what kind of hobby we were into, which because we were intentionally ambiguous. We're just keen on all hobbies. Yeah. And a few entries for certain things, we just said like, show us your terrain maybe? I can't remember. And someone posted like they assembled rocks and made rock ornaments outside.
Yeah, I remember that guy.
And I remember thinking, this is not what I expected at all. But I totally dig it. So
there was someone that restored like an old piece of furniture or something too. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that.
I'm like, I think she's lost, but we encourage any kind of,
Yeah. I was like, yeah. I mean, we were talking more about like little plastic soldiers, but I mean, yeah, whatever your hobby is, man.
Yeah.
So we're into it. Whatever you got. We dig all kinds of things that get the creative juices flowing, whatever. Yeah. So swing by the Discord. A link for that is on the Hobby Homies website. If you ever need help setting up Discord because you're not familiar with this, hit us up on the Facebook page. Just shoot us a message and we'll help you out.
Yeah, it's such an easy thing to do too. Like you've got phone apps, PC apps. You can even do like a web browser thing at discord.com. Create a little account. It's just a great place for everyone to come together, talk about different things in different sort of channels. Yeah.
If I've learned anything, Shane, from the scammer videos I've been watching on YouTube, it's that some people don't even know what apps are. So if you're those people and you need help, we got you. Don't worry. Yeah.
Okay. Well, they might have trouble finding us on Facebook then.
That's true. And hobbyhomies.com.
And they probably don't listen to this podcast, so...
That's true. That's also true.
We don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, fair point. All right. We've been Shane and Fox, and this has been Beers and Banter.
Yeah, and you've been listening.
Thank you.
Cheers. All right.